Hey guys, what's up? It's Zonky. Welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be going over the new and improved, hopefully, spring cleaner. So what the spring cleaner is, if you don't know, really quickly, it's an item that you can only obtain off of Treasure Hunter. It is fairly rare, so if you don't have one, I wouldn't exactly feel like you're guaranteed to get one eventually, but for everyone that does have them, it's an extremely convenient item. And they are not a super rare, it's only marked as a rare on Treasure Hunter, so hopefully for the people out there that don't already have a spring cleaner, they will one day manage to get one. I know I got one eventually, it just took a while. And once you have the spring cleaner, what it does is you can hold it in your inventory, and then when you kill monsters that drop stuff that can be spring cleaned, and looking at the interface it tells you all the stuff that can be cleaned by the cleaner, you can either convert those items into XP, which is a huge loss of money, but if you have no need for money whatsoever, that's completely fine. Or you can also have them crushed down to the materials used to make that item. So for example, if you're killing a monster and it drops a rune sword, and you have the spring cleaner in your inventory and you have it set to crush rune weapons, then it will send 1 runite ore and 8 coal, because that's what it takes to make a rune sword, straight to your bank, and you will not see a rune sword on the ground. So it's really convenient. So you can upgrade the spring cleaner a total of, well, you can use 10,000 springs on it to upgrade it all the way. You can do that if you want. It's quite expensive. I only did the first couple of upgrades just because the springs cost a lot of money, and as you progressively upgrade the spring cleaner, it gets more and more expensive, but it does unlock more stuff. Even with only the first couple of upgrades, the spring cleaner is fine. I was testing it out and it was not failing all that often. And also a nice change with the spring cleaner is when it does fail, it no longer destroys the item. If it completely fails and doesn't manage to crush the item at all, doesn't get any resources out of it whatsoever, it will just drop the item to the ground. And you'll see this later in this video. I had a pair of rune plate legs that completely failed with the spring cleaner, didn't crush them, so it just drops the rune plate legs on the ground and then you can pick them up. So you're not necessarily losing as much money as you would have been previously when the spring cleaner before this update, where if it failed with an item you just would not get the item whatsoever. That's no longer the case, so that's nice. So for those of you who want to use the spring cleaner but don't want to just spend all the springs initially to upgrade it, the spring cleaner will still upgrade over time. As you use the springs in combat or Slayer or whatever you're using the spring cleaner for, every single time you use a spring, it is used to upgrade the spring cleaner. So it will take a really long time to upgrade, but it will eventually get there at the same time, and at least you're getting use out of the springs. You're not immediately spending them in order to upgrade the spring cleaner. What upgrading the spring cleaner does is it unlocks a few extra bonus features. For example, the first upgrade allows you to put the spring cleaner in your pocket, but there's so many pocket items, I don't think that's entirely necessary, because pretty much wherever you're going with the spring cleaner, you're going to have at least one other pocket item with you, such as a charming imp, for example. And putting it in your pocket isn't really a necessity, but that's one thing that you unlock. You also unlock the ability to crush noted items, and as you upgrade the spring cleaner more and more, you will progressively unlock better and better efficiency of crushing items and more experience from crushing the items in the research mode if you choose to do that as well. So the final thing we can go over is how much XP you will get if you do decide to set the spring cleaner on the research mode. So if you do decide to do that, every single time you break down an item, you will gain 75% of the XP that is used to make that item, except for bows and crossbows. Then you only gain 37.5% of the XP used to create said item. However, if you upgrade it once, it gives double that. If you upgrade it twice, it gives triple that. And if you upgrade it all the way to the spring cleaner 9,000, which is actually the second to last upgrade, in fact, it gives 4 times that amount of experience. So for people with plenty of money and just want a little bit of extra XP while doing Slayer or whatever, this can be a good option. And for this reason, it might not be a bad idea to upgrade the spring cleaner right away, because you are getting a lot more experience out of upgrading the spring cleaner right off the bat. The one final thing that you have to keep in mind with the spring cleaner, a bit of a warning I would say, is it will attempt to break down arrows and bolts now as well. So if you do have it set to crush metal weapons and armor, and you're somewhere, for example, Kriara, the Armadillo boss, and you get a drop of 50 rune arrows, just hypothetically, the spring cleaner will use 50 springs in order to break them down. So that's one thing to be cautious about. Try to remember to set your spring cleaners to not crush the metal weapons when you're killing stuff that drops arrows, because that's a huge waste of money. Alright guys, that's all for me. Thank you for watching my overview of the spring cleaner, and feel free to let me know how good the fully upgraded spring cleaner is down in the comments if you have it. And another thing to note is springs are really expensive at the moment. The insta-buy price for them in the GE at making of this video was 4.2k, so I personally am going to wait for that price to go down quite a bit before buying any additional springs. So I will not be upgrading my spring cleaner, but if you decide to do yours, good luck, and also good luck on getting a spring cleaner if you don't already have one. Anyway, that's all for me. I will see you guys next time with the next video. Farewell.